What's up, everybody? This is Gamer CJE, and welcome to Cities Skylines 2. I played a lot of Cities Skylines on this channel and really enjoyed it, so we're going to check out the next game in the series here, Cities Skylines 2. And so let's get started. So we're going to set up a new game. I've already decided I'm going to go with Tampere. It has a lot of fertile land. It has about the same amount of forest as the other maps. It's got a lot of ore potential and oil potential. Unfortunately, it is a European map, but we can fix that, I found out. And as you can see, it's got highway connections, rail connections, ship connections, airplane connections, and electricity connections, which is different in this game than the original game. You can sell and buy electricity from other areas. So you can go right here to theme and change the theme to North American. I'm not exactly sure how much of a difference that really makes in the game, but we're going to roll with it. And I'm just going to leave all this stuff how it was. I obviously am not going to have left-handed traffic. I'll just leave it with natural disasters. I'm not entirely sure how many of those there will be. Hopefully not a ton. And I'm not going to unlock all or have unlimited money or anything like that. And we're not going to have any tutorials. We'll just sort of learn together. And I did decide that we're going to go with Prospect Point for the name of the city. At least for now, you know, we could always change it later if it doesn't seem to work out with what we build. So let's get started. And here we are. We are now in our little city here. Well, city to be. No city yet. And I notice that automatically we have a little tunnel here that's going under. Our highway is going under our land right here. So we kind of have a bypass sort of where we're going to have to build our city. And then we have a main drag coming in here like whatever the name of this number of this highway is going to end up being. Let's say it's highway 30. We have bypass 30 and business 30 that's going to come here through town, which is really good. Now in this game, Cities Skylines 2, you have to check out a couple of things when you start out a new map. You have to figure out the direction of the wind, because pollution will be carried from your industrial areas into your residential areas and will cause sickness in your residential areas. So we will want to have our residential area be upwind of any any industrial uses that we have over here. So that's good to know. And also there's a thing in this game called groundwater. You have to figure out where your groundwater is, because you don't want to have industrial uses over your groundwater reservoirs, or else it will pollute that and you will never be able, well, I don't know, never, maybe it cleans itself up over time, but you won't be able to use it, and that's no good. Unlike in Cities Skylines 1, there is actually a certain amount of groundwater that you have to be able to use. In the original game, you could just have an unlimited amount of groundwater. Like, there wasn't even a number. It just wasn't a resource that would run out. So I believe water towers don't serve the same purpose they did. I believe let's see, water outputs. So I guess it does provide the same function as it did in the other game. It looks like it does actually output water and not just increase pressure in the system. So I guess we'll figure that out once we get to it. But that helps us plan out what we need to do to lay out our city here. So our industrial uses are going to need to be, I believe, up here to stay away from the groundwater. and be downwind of our residential areas. One thing that I don't quite know is how far the wind will carry the pollution, because also something else we need to think about is sewer. The water is flowing this direction, and at the beginning here, all we really have the option to do is have a sewage outlet that just puts basically raw sewage into the water, which is not great. We don't even have any kind of treatment plant at the beginning here. So, I guess let's just get started. We're going to have a little road layout here. This is a 4-lane road. So hopefully that's a medium road. Yes, 4-lane. And I believe what I'm going to do is just continue it straight here. Interesting. Now another thing that I think that I know, but who knows if I know. I think there's a way that you can get rid of the... Aha, there we go. Maybe not. I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of... Oh, I don't think that's what I was actually wanting. I guess we'll figure it out later at some point if we need to. We now need to build... I don't want to just have like a crossroad right here, and I don't really want to have a roundabout on a main road. So we're going to need to build an overpass. There we go. I believe that's the same on both sides. It said 105 yards. 180 yards. Okay. Well, it's not perfect, but it's gonna have to be close enough, I think, because I haven't quite figured out exactly how all of this works yet. There we go. That's a little bit better. So now I'm going to go back to the medium road, which is the 4-lane. And oh, wait, no, I can't do that. I have to replace. Maybe I have to actually start over here. So I'm going to have to go with a 4-lane road. 14 this time. And now we're going to come over here with 2-lane one-way. Oh, did that... I thought for a second there that it ended up just in the air. So we'll go 204. And 201 this time, I guess. Okay. Ew. I guess you have to be real touchy with how you do stuff when you're building with this. Whatever. So I'm just going to continue straight basically all the way to the water out here. And as you can see, you start with a lot more money in this game. I think you started with significantly less, if I remember right, in Cities Skylines 1. Now, I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and... Looks like the water is going up that way. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a septic outlet. Man, I really don't want to put it right there. Maybe I'll go ahead and just put it up here. And then put in my septic line. Because if I remember correctly, it has to end up connecting. There we go. Now, 100% efficiency. Okay, so I believe that means that it is successfully connected. So it looks like it is activated and all that. So we should have sewage. Oh, you can send sewage out of the city? Wow. So I guess it's not going to show me the amount of sewage that I can handle, but it should be 26,400,000 gallons a month, which is quite a bit. All right. Now we need to do water, which is going to need to be over here because this is where the inlet is and the water is going to be fresh right there. So I'm going to do a water pumping station right there. And I believe this one has to actually be connected with a road. Yes, it does. Okay. So I guess I'm going to have to go with a 4-lane road again. And I'm going to go all the way out here. Then I do have a gravel road. Okay. I'm just going to go straight. There we go. And then okay. now gravel roads do have. And another thing, roads automatically come with sewer pipe, water pipe, and heating pipe. I believe those are underneath there. Let's check that. I guess it just comes right now with water and sewer pipes. Anyway, now we need to deal with electricity. So, we have options here in this game. As you can see, we have a power line coming into town right there. We have the option to build, you know, we could build wind turbines, we could build a coal power plant, or we could build a transformer station and connect it to our neighboring city and buy electricity from them. So we do, it appears, we do have quite a bit of wind everywhere really, that we could have electricity generation by wind here. It looks like 5 megawatts, which is the highest. I'm not really sure exactly how much electricity gets used in this game. So maybe I'll just start by building a couple of these. Along the water here. And it looks like you have to connect them. But the question is, how do you connect them? Transformers transform high voltage current coming from a power plant to low voltage used by buildings. So I wonder if I have to build one of these to have any electrical production at all. There we go. All right, now electricity available 15 megawatts. Usage 0. It looks like that's connected. Or is it? Maybe not. I'm a little bit confused here about exactly what I need to do. So that says it's not connected to the network. Okay, well, those are different symbols, so I'm just going to assume that that doesn't work together at all. So I am somewhat confused about how in the world I'm supposed to connect. Can be upgraded. I wish it just told you what exactly you needed to do. Alright, so I'm gonna try just connecting. Alright, now I'm going to try building. I guess I have to build it over here, so I'm going to delete this. And build that like right there. I'm going to build my... What did I just do? Because I had already built one of those. What is going on? Okay. So, electricity is working now. But the question is, now how do I connect my production to this? I really don't understand what's going on. I guess let's just put in some people or something so we figure out what in the world is happening. Okay, so we need to keep in mind direction of the wind for pollution's sake and groundwater locations. So none of this can be polluted. But you also don't want your... I think what I'll do is maybe have my industrial like down here, residential and commercial, or commercially right here, residential up here. So let's try doing that. One thing that I seem to remember is that the grid sizes are going to be different in this game. So I guess we'll just have to try it out. That is 122. I guess let's just do 122 by 245. So 122, 245. Ooh. Bummer. Not quite going to be big enough. Got to go back one little... There we go. Okay. All right, let's do a little bit of zoning. So we start out with low density housing, low density waterfront housing, and low density row housing. And then we also, okay, so marquee, is that the, it is, okay. So, looks like that's about the size of that. I think we'll just start with low density housing. Oh, bummer. Looks like my size wasn't quite right. So I'm going to try out. So in Cities Skylines 1, I would always be really, really picky about how I laid out my grid and all that. But I think in this, I'm just going to try at least not being careful at all and just lay out a big, nice area for people to be able to build in. All right, let's check on our electricity now. So right now, I'm importing 300. I wish you could get more information than that. Importing 371 kilowatts. So am I producing none, basically? No, I'm producing 15. So, you know what? I'm going to have to just build a coal plant, I think. trying to get it straight here. I think that's maybe as close as I'm going to get. Okay. Let's get a road going here. I'm just going to have... There we go. And... There we go. So... Man, I feel like that still isn't doing anything. So what I'm going to do is try there we go. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Why was that not working before? Alright, so I'm gonna get rid of this longer one here. There we go. Alright. So obviously this is a little bit more expensive to upkeep than a wind farm because you have to buy the coal, obviously. And here's our first test. Let's see if we can figure out how to get rid of these lights. I don't see it there. Roundabout, parking places, road services. Doesn't look like that's it. Info views, roads. Traffic. Water pollution, noise pollution, ground pollution. Okay, cool. So it's like in these little areas here. All divided up. Outside connections. Well, I don't see... Maybe we'll figure it out eventually, but for now I'm just going to leave it, I guess. And as you can see, there's a good example. What I was talking about earlier, the way the wind is blowing across like that. It makes it so all this pollution from this plant doesn't impact our residential area here. Now let's see what this is. High rent, higher zone density or different zoning might be needed. So I guess maybe what it's saying is we need some different housing. So let's put in some medium density row housing. I definitely need to get rid of that. And hopefully they'll build this way. There we go. Excellent. And I don't know for sure that that's going to help with Little Vermont Street here. Healthcare. Medical clinic. Okay, now we need to figure out where we want to have our city services and all that. I think I'm going to set up a road here. It's going to go, for now, it'll go just like to there. This will go right there. That is not ideal. All right. Excellent. Now we'll put our city services in this area here. There is EMS. And as you can see, you can add in extension wings and an ambulance depot. I believe the only one that isn't directly connected, like already in the footprint of the original building, is the extension wing. So that's going to take up a little bit more space at the back here. So I need to remember not to build anything else over there. And death care, we need a cemetery. Now, the cemetery in this adds happiness, I believe, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to put the cemetery right there. Alright, so we now have additional zoning. I think. Oh, maybe not. We have additional roads though. So here we have a 4-lane divided road. Can't hardly talk right now. And a 4-lane one-way road, 5-lane one-way road, and 4-lane tied arch bridge. That's pretty cool. And we now, I believe, have to build a landfill, unfortunately. What are we doing with it now? Can you sell that too? Sell your, like, pay to get rid of your garbage? Is that a garbage truck? It is. Origin is Haddon. Interesting. So right now it's being taken out of the city, but I don't want to do that long term though. So I think perhaps we'll just get a 2-lane road over here and we'll just put our... Wait, where's our groundwater? Okay. Because we don't want any part of the dump being over the groundwater. So we need to avoid it for sure. And unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do some eminent domain here. Very unfortunate. Look, I'm a squasher downer. Alright. Where'd it go? There we go. So let's build a landfill. Which side is the road on? Okay, I think we'll go with that. Alright, so there's a landfill. Let's double check it doesn't. Good, we're far away from our waste recycling unit. I think let's just do that right at the start. Okay, so we are currently able to provide trash, septic, water, and electricity to all of our people. But we are still short on housing. Okay, good. It gives you low density residential demand is down because of unoccupied buildings. So I have too many buildings. Commercial demand is high. Industrial demand is non-existent because I don't have any yet. I think what I can do here is maybe just put in a little bit across from the dump. And then connect. Do I have walking paths yet? Landscaping, pathways, pavement path. There we go. That way people can walk to work over here, which will be good. And I'm going to put in some low or medium density housing rather, right there. We are currently still a tiny village. Let's see. So it looks like you have a tech tree that you unlock. Very interesting. That's different than the first game. It's pretty cool. Alright, so let's see. Milestones. Tiny village. So that was at 750. Small village. I need 437 more. Okay. And here we are at night. Whoa, look at the sunset. That's so beautiful. We got stars. Wow. It's crazy bright. And automatically has street lights. Very neat. Uh-oh. I missed it, I guess. But as you can see, that notification went away that was telling us that the rent was too high. And we took care of that by building some, or zoning for some other people to build some housing. And education, research, fire rescue. Looks like all that stuff is not unlocked yet. And here is the amount that we will eventually be able to purchase as far as land. And our population increased, so that means we got more XP, I guess. Yeah. And then development. These are development points, which you earn by upgrading things, I guess. And then you spend them on technology. So a gas power plant or water, a water treatment plant. That's going to usually be something I want to do pretty quick. Crematorium, hospital, incinerator plant, recycling center. So this will be interesting. Bridges, parking. Oh, that's something I forgot you have to deal with is parking. Parking areas and all that. That's going to be something to learn as we get in here more. So, high rent again. Let's see. I am somewhat confused because it says that there are unoccupied buildings and there's plenty of jobs available and happiness is good. But then it says over here, high rent, higher zone density or different zoning might be needed. City economy. So there's some stuff I can't do yet. So I do have a bunch of commercial demands, so I can go ahead and zone some more over here. I do have quite a bit of industrial demand. So let's build a little road right here. I kind of need to figure out how you control the grid, because I know you can. I remember that you can do that, but I don't. Anyway, I'll just leave that, I guess. But I do need to figure out where I can do some industrial zoning. So I'm going to continue out my residential over here. So really what I could do is, yeah, I think so. We can kind of come right over here and come out 122. $227 is what I'm going to try here. And we'll just fill that thing up with industrial. Okay. Medium density. We're getting a bunch of folks moving in. And I think we can go ahead and do a little bit more right here. Leave enough room for more roads to put in there. All right. So we're taking care of all of that. We've got plenty of everything, it looks like right now. We don't have anybody complaining, saying that we're not doing the right thing here. So I believe we provided all the services and we're doing good with zoning. So let's just let the time run a little bit here. Our population is 143. We are starting to get a little bit of increased traffic. I am curious to see how this is all gonna work once there's a lot more traffic in the city. Alrighty, look at this. We've made it to Small Village. You're moving ahead very nicely. Let's look at our progression panel. I'm going to slow us down here. Progression panel. Our loan limit is now up to 150. We can control taxation. We have North American and European medium density housing available to us. We have education and research, new development tree available. We have our elementary and high schools. So let's jump over to the development, and we now have education and research. We could unlock the college because we have plenty of points. We've got 3 now, but I'm not interested in doing that quite yet. I haven't really decided what we're going to unlock first, but right now isn't the time. I think we're going to call it good. And yeah, I think we're going to call that good for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, consider leaving a like and subscribing, and join me next time.